Hey guys, it's Siobhan with To Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing horoscope readings for July 2019, mid-month and moving forward. So this will apply to the whole of January. The reason I like to do them in the middle of the month is so that you have a little bit of context. You know what the energy has been like thus far, and maybe you'll receive guidance on what or why that happened. And then it gives you the clarity and confirmation therein, and then moving forward you have a little bit of guidance on what's to come, or probabilities that are to come. Now this is for Aquarius, so that's Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have Aquarius heavily in your chart, or if you just felt called to click on this video, then there's probably some messages and some information that your spirit would like you to gain from this. I always make these readings and share these messages with the intention that you will receive healing, activations, clarity, confirmation, and support and love. And so I hope that that is something that you will receive. This is a general reading for the Aquarius collective energy, so not everything's going to apply to everybody. Just take the messages that you know are for you and leave the rest here for somebody else. All right, so Aquarius, I tuned into your energy as I always do before I pull the cards, and right away I was taken to the scene in Forrest Gump where he's like, "My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get." So I thought it was pretty funny initially, and then I started to look into the meaning of that and why they were bringing this forward as something of significance to look at right now. And what this represents to me is that yes, there is this level of unpredictability, and we may have our favorite chocolates and we may have our chocolates that we don't necessarily like, and we can relate this to experiences in life. We never really know what we're going to get. We have experiences and emotions that we don't necessarily like, but the ones that are the ones that are our favorites, they are so enjoyable and so amazing. And here's the real underlying truth that I took from this message is that no matter if we like it or we don't like it, if it's unexpected, it's all chocolate. It's all a box of chocolate, which is good, you know? It's something sweet. It's something enjoyable. It's something we like. So even if in the moment you don't necessarily like your circumstances or the emotions that you've experienced or your experiences around scenarios or situations, ultimately it is still chocolate. You can find that sweetness in it. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. I'm using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for all of the monthlies. I was called to use this deck by Spirit, so I am heeding their guidance as per usual. And we will see what comes up for Aquarius. I myself am an Aquarius moon, so oftentimes I will find that these readings resonate with me, although it does fluctuate. Sometimes you resonate more with your sun sign, sometimes you resonate more with your moon sign, sometimes you resonate more with your rising sign. So it's important to know all of those and watch all of the videos. That way you get a better idea of what's going on with the energy. Okay, so Aquarius. Messages for your greatest and highest good, current self energy. Okay, base chakra. So that's the root chakra. That's your survival, safety, grounding, being in the physical body, that kind of thing. Theme of the month is this one here. Financial and material changes. Okay, so that's why the root chakra is coming up, because the base chakra, the root chakra, is very connected to finances. It's very connected to your physical security. Key goal this month. What is the key goal for Aquarius people? Oh. Spiritual strength. Okay, and the obstacle to overcome. Victory and success. Interesting as an obstacle. We'll go into that later. What is the major accomplishment? Ooh, third eye chakra. What to avoid? Oh, that was really fast. New beginnings. What to embrace. We have power, which is the strength card, sacral chakra, and patience and planning. Normally I wouldn't take so many cards, but they all came out as one, so that's what to embrace. Where to find support. Lots of chakras, you guys. Working on your chakra system. Heart chakra is supporting you. Advice and encouragement from Spirit. Oh, sorry, that one's too many. Advice and encouragement from Spirit. Positive movement forward. Okay. All right, so Aquarius. Your current self is coming up as the base chakra. So like I was saying, this is very much rooted in survival. It's connected to how we feel like we fit in within groups. So how do you feel like you fit in within your family? How do you feel like you fit in within your group of friends and in society at large? So if you feel really dejected, really rejected, really like the black sheep, you may feel judged, you may feel like you don't fit in, that can bring up a lot of fear and survival issues, because in the past, in the tribal mentality of humanity, or the tribal times of humanity, we, when rejected from the tribe, would be subject to the wilderness, and oftentimes we would die because we didn't have the protection or the skills or the manpower that we needed to stay alive. So it doesn't necessarily mean that now we can be hermits, we can be loners and still survive, but that DNA imprint of fear is still there. And the thing is that everything's a reflection of what's going on within you. So if you're feeling rejected by other people or judged by other people, there's an aspect of you that is fearing or judging yourself. And so there needs to be this inner healing, this wound healing, this core belief that needs to be brought up to the surface to be healed. And this month and going forward is very much about that, as we've got all these planets and astrological bodies in retrograde, which gives us this time to be able to do a reassessment of where we're at and what our beliefs are in relation to how we want our life to be. And if it's not a reflection of how we would desire our life to be, then it's time to change it. It's time to shift our core beliefs. And the root chakra is a really pivotal chakra. It is the first chakra. It is located at the base of your spine. It connects all the way down to your legs. And it's connected also to the how do I say this? Large intestine. So it's to do with excretion. It's to do with energetic and physical excretion. So this is letting go and getting rid of the junk that has accumulated. You don't hold on to this because then it causes issues. Anybody who's experienced issues with digestion will know this. So it's really important to keep things flowing, to keep things moving, to not get stuck and hung up on certain emotions or experiences in your life or certain beliefs. It's really important to be flexible and malleable in the way that you transition through life, being adaptable to your surroundings, because ultimately that's what leads to survival and evolution, is being adaptable. In the wild, the best and most flourishing species are the ones who can adapt to their environment and their climate if it changes, as well as adapting physically to incorporate traits or physical characteristics that will be protective for them. So, i.e. camouflage, what's another one? Like poison, defense mechanisms, this kind of thing. So the root chakra coming up right now is very much telling me that you're going through like physical changes in your life, or you're being asked to assess why your physical reality is not necessarily a reflection of what you'd like it to be. And oftentimes that's because the root chakra is thrown off balance in some way by fear of any kind. especially as it relates to our survival and especially as it relates to financial and material changes. So even just looking at these two cards, they're both red, which is connected to the base chakra, the root chakra. It emits a lower vibrational frequency, and therefore it comes into the color spectrum as red. So this financial and material change can really cause you to have some anxiety or some fear, because you may feel like you're not assured that you will have everything that you need to eat, to keep a roof over your head, to get to where you need to go, that kind of thing. So this is the theme of the month. And it's very much related to that Capricorn energy. At the time that I'm filming this, it's the day before the Capricorn full moon. It'll actually come out probably on the same day. So energy is very much influential at this point, because Capricorn is all about business. It's all about money, career, physical things. So even for Aquarians, we're feeling this energy as well. We're being influenced by this energy as well. So just go with the flow. Try not to get too stressed out about your finances changing. Know that you will have more than enough. And the key here, other than spiritual strength, which is the next one in the key goal. But the key here is really to focus on what you're thinking about, what you're believing, and what your vibration is, because all of those things are tied together. Your thoughts emit a frequency, your emotions emit a frequency, and those are integrated into your energy system and affect your chakra system. So if you're thinking negative thoughts like, I don't have enough, what am I going to do? Even if that is the physical case, by focusing on that fact, you're actually causing yourself more delays in manifesting what it is that you'd like. So it's really important to have this spiritual strength. This is the key goal for the month, to allow yourself to trust that your higher self has got your back. Your higher self is keeping this weight off of you. He's not going to allow it to crush you. Although you may have fears that that would be the case, your higher self is wishing to assure you through this message right here, through this video, if you were called to click on it, that you are going to be fine. There's nothing to fear. It may seem dire right now if you're having physical or financial changes to your health or to your money, but ultimately, it's going to come around. You're going to be supported. You are being protected. You have the ability within you, because this is you also, right? This isn't just you, this is you also. So you can tap into that energy and use that to manifest and create anything that you want. But the key here is to get to the root, literally the root, get to the root cause of the fear, because that's what's causing the block. So once you can get to the root of that fear and replace it with faith, with trust, with a very high vibrational energy of love, that's when you'll be able to move forward in victory and success. Now, it's interesting that this comes up as the obstacle to overcome, because victory and success don't seem like obstacles unless you fear at a deep level victory and success. So ask yourself this: do you self-sabotage? Do you get to a point in your life where you are really happy and then things seem to sort of plateau or degrade? If that is the case for you, then this message is for you, because this is saying that the reason this happens is not because life is out to get you. It's not because other people are influencing the situation. It's because of a deep-seated subconscious belief that you don't believe that you can be successful, or that you aren't worthy of being successful, or that you don't have what it takes to be victorious. So you may say to yourself right now, no, that's not me. And it's not you. At a soul level, it's not you, but it's a fear. And I believe that we all have that. It's just how we deal with it. If we allow it to affect our actions, if we allow it to really integrate into our belief patterns, because beliefs are just thoughts that you think repetitively and that you hold a lot of stock in. It's not the be-all end-all. It's not the ultimate truth. It's just if you really invest in that line of thinking. So the belief could be programmed since you were a child or from past lives that you are not worthy of having success, or that it is sinful to have too much, or that it's not good to, acquire wealth, or that you can't be healthy because you just have these problems. It's just how it is. See, those are beliefs. That's not truth. Those are beliefs. Those are learned. Those are programmed. And so this is really about overcoming that obstacle at the root of where it came from. It could be coming from a past life. It could be coming from your childhood. Maybe it was something you learned through your parents. Maybe it was something that was passed down to you through your genetics. Maybe it was from your great grandmother. Because things are passed down through DNA, through epigenetics. That's how evolution works as well. So if there's a butterfly that keeps getting eaten by these certain birds, it will imprint that onto its consciousness and pass that on to the generations subsequently and through the collective consciousness of the butterfly. And so the butterfly will adapt and evolve a counter mechanism, a defense mechanism, such as we see with certain patternings on their wings of eyes, which scare away these types of birds because they think that it's a larger animal, not a butterfly, right? So things are passed down, but negative things can also be passed down. Negative beliefs can be passed down as well. A fear of a certain thing can be passed down as well. So those fears are no longer relevant in the society we live in, or they may not be relevant. They actually may be, but ultimately what matters here is the fact that the fear, it ultimately boils down to fear. Where did it come from? How do we get to the root of it? That is the key goal this month, to enable yourself to overcome the obstacle of victory and success. Because when you clear that out, when you clear out the fear and the unworthiness, watch how quickly your life changes. Watch how quickly you manifest. And I've been proven this myself with my own healing, because I have these things as well. Of course, I'm an Aquarius moon. Of course, this is going to apply to me. And every time that I overcome or I get to the root of an individual fear, my life shifts. I feel my energy shift. I feel it through my emotional change. I feel it through the changes in my relationships with others. I have this inflow of money and abundance. So all of these things are reflected back to me in my reality as I shift my belief. Whatever you believe will be reflected back to you in your reality. So the major accomplishment is changing your mind, changing your beliefs, expanding your consciousness. This is what the third eye chakra is really about, because it's allowing you to see through the illusion of the belief. Why do you believe that? I think not enough people ask themselves why they believe things. Are you holding on to it out of fear? Are you holding on to a certain belief out of fear? Because our mind likes to have order. Our mind likes repetition. Our mind likes things to be predictable. But, okay, this is where it comes in. But like the spirit guides were saying, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So it's really important to expand your mind and keep yourself in this open-minded state of innocence, where you can take anything that comes to you without resistance, without going into fear, without forming a judgment of that thing or of yourself. So this third eye awakening is so beautiful. And oh my gosh, the third eye is probably my favorite chakra. That's why I have the third eye. That's it there, you can see. My brother painted this for me. And then the eye here, which I painted, and the To Kitty and Beyond sacred geometry with the third eye there, which my brother painted as well. Obviously, we come from a family of artists and creative individuals, but this is very much linked to the third eye as well, because it's expressing the all through your vision, through your imagination. Whatever you imagine, you can create. So it's about getting to the root of the fears that lie in that subconscious imagination realm, so that you can cancel, clear, and delete that programming and no longer create from that place of fear. Awesome. So what to avoid? We have new beginnings. Now that's interesting to me. I'm going to get a clarifier, because why would we want to avoid new beginnings? We have the Six of Cups. Okay. So to me, this really speaks of the fact that we're in retrograde right now, because Mercury retrograde, one of the things that you want to avoid is starting big new projects, or, you know, going through these massive, massive changes. Right now, there are massive changes taking place at an internal level. These are physical shifts at an internal level. These are energetic shifts as well. But ultimately, what this retrograde period is all about, this retrograde season, allows us the time and the space to go into the past and find these core wounds, especially as it relates to our childhood. So this Six of Cups is about past emotional memories, sometimes even dormant or subconscious repressed memories. So right now is not necessarily the point of new beginnings. It is, but it's more the space before the new beginning. So we're doing the work right now, which will shift us into a new beginning. But during this month in particular, it's going to be more about healing that past, letting go of the things that aren't serving us anymore, letting go of the things that we don't want to create or give our energy to anymore. So that may cause some new beginnings through osmosis, but Mercury retrograde says don't sign contracts, don't buy new things, don't have like these brand new beginnings. You know what I mean? You can build off of old cycles and heal old cycles, move forward. But this is ultimately leading to fresh starts, I feel like, in the next month and leading into the fall as well. So what to embrace? We have strength, which is power. And this is really tapping into that inner strength to be able to face your fears. Because the only way to get rid of them is to face them head on. The only way to be successful and victorious is to push through the fear. Because every single person who has succeeded at whatever they wanted to do or create has had this fear. You're no different than anybody else. We all have this fear. I have this fear. I had to push through this fear to make myself do the things that I wanted to do, because it was going to be more painful in the long run for me to not do it than it would be to push through the fear and do it anyway. So putting myself out here on YouTube, that's a big fear of mine. I'm an introvert. You know, there's those self-worth issues. Am I going to be judged? You know, this kind of fear. But that's it. It's just a fear. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if I do get judged, which does happen, I can remind myself that that's just me judging myself, and I need to heal that some more. So this is giving you the power and the strength this is what to embrace. So embrace that inner power, embrace that inner strength that you have within you to get through the fear, to push through it, to run through it, to, you know, if you have to run through it with your arms flailing and a trumpet blazing, then do it. If you have to walk through it quietly and alone, then do it that way. Whatever works for you, just push through it. Don't allow it to stop you. Don't allow it to limit you. You are so much more than that. So we also have sacral chakra and patience and planning. So the sacral chakra is really about creativity, self-expression, emotional expression, our relationship with ourself, our relationship with our tribe as well. So this is very much connected to the root chakra because it's one above it. So you've got the root and then you've got the sacral, and the sacral is connected to your reproductive system. So this is your ability to create, literally at a physical level, create new life, and energetically and emotionally to create new things, to create art, to create writing, to imagine, whatever you can imagine and then express. This is very much linked to the sacral chakra. So it's blocked by family issues. Okay, that's what they want to talk about. So it's having the strength to push. It's having the strength. Oh my goodness, Mercury retrograde. It's having the strength to push through that fear and those blocks and those traumas that are coming up for review from things that have happened in your past with your family, specifically with your mother and father or your caregivers, or whoever was very influential emotionally in your life at that time. And then it's giving you this 7, which is all about spiritual seeking, going on a spiritual journey and having patience and planning. So have patience right now with your journey, have patience right now with where you're at, patience with the process, and planning. Plan, set your intention. What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to create? Plan it out now. This isn't necessarily the time to start it, as we saw with the new beginnings, but it is the time for planning, reassessment, and picturing what you want. If you need to do a vision board, do that. If you need to go for healing to get to the root of this, because you need to, so for example, Reiki or quantum healing hypnosis, or for a reading, whatever it may be, then do that. But do whatever you need to do, and have patience with the seasons that you're going through, because we all go through these seasons in life, right? And each season has its purpose. Each season has a meaning. Each season has a reason. So have patience with the process. Where to find support? We have heart chakra, which is beautiful. So what is supporting you is your inner unconditional love for yourself. So this is what really helps you to heal these imbalances in the root chakra, these fears, this suppression of your creativity that we saw with the sacral chakra. So the heart chakra is unconditional love. This is your portal to the higher realms. This is the bridge between the lower 3 chakras and the higher 3 chakras. And they're not lesser or greater. It's all part of this one symbiotic system of energy, and it's all part of our inner balance. So this heart chakra is really going to help you and support you, because it's literally coming up in where to find support, in healing. Your heart chakra is where you radiate energy from. So for example, when I'm doing Reiki healing, I'm channeling the energy of source, the Reiki energy, through me, and it's coming from my heart chakra. It comes down through my crown, down through my whole body, but ultimately it gathers in the heart chakra, and then it's transferred to you through my hands, because your hands are connected to the heart chakra. That's why they say healing hands. You've got palm chakras here and here connected to the heart. And this is that light, that unconditional love, that there's no condition. That's what unconditional love means. There is no condition to the love. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to think a certain way. You don't have to do anything. You just love and are loved. That's it. That's it. It's that simple. It really is that simple. We overcomplicate it a lot. But it's all chocolate. It's all sweet at the end of the day. So the advice and encouragement is positive movement forward. So you're going to move forward in a very positive way out of these karmic cycles, which is the 8 there, and into abundance, which also represents 8, or is also represented by the number 8 in numerology. So allow yourself to heal, again, red here with the root chakra. Allow yourself to heal the root chakra, heal the fears, heal the lack mentality and the lack beliefs and the self-worth beliefs. And this is going to, oh my God, it's going to set you on this beautiful movement forward, this beautiful spiritual journey forward. So that's actually such a beautiful reading. Let's get an Amenti Oracle card for you guys. Aquarius. Amenti Oracle for Aquarius. Wow. Okay, yeah, so look at that. I hold purity in high esteem, and what do we see there? The chakra system. That's what it looks like. Well, in some respect. That's what we kind of stylize it to look like. And then we've got the birds here, which represent peace. Peace. So I see balance here. I hold purity in high esteem, and she's up on a pedestal. So what you should be putting on a pedestal is not the physical things and not the fears. Put your purity on the pedestal. Purify your chakras. Purify your thoughts and your beliefs. That should be held in the highest esteem, because ultimately that's what's going to lead you to balance and therefore inner peace. And that's beautiful. So thank you to the Amenti Oracle for that. And let's get a Druid animal oracle. So this is like spirit guides. These are energies of you to call on now. They may present to you in various different ways, but we're going to just see what wants to come out for Aquarius. Oh, the owl. I have never had this one come out yet, but that's interesting because it really relates to that third eye type of energy. And when I was picturing okay, we'll just see what it says because I haven't read this one yet, so I'm excited. Okay, so the owl represents detachment, wisdom, and change. So owl teaches us the wisdom of turning a disadvantage into an advantage. For most birds, the coming of darkness renders it impossible for them to feed, but the owl's exceptional hearing enables it to pick out and swoop on unsuspecting prey during the night. Twilight has been described as owl light, and going for a quiet walk in the woods at this shimmering time of twilight is an excellent way to develop a sensibility to the other world and the inner soul of nature. You may feel drawn to a study of esoteric lore or clairvoyancy. Working with the owl as your ally will help you to do this. And I'll read the reverse meaning as well, even though it did come up in the upright, but sometimes there's messages in this reverse one as well. You may need to be wary of withdrawing too much from the world. An ability to be detached and discerning is an asset unless it becomes a defense against being fully alive, with all the vulnerability this entails. Perhaps there's not such a need for secrecy or holding back. The owl can signal a time of change, of initiation, of new beginnings. It can portend the death of one thing, but also the birth of another. An old Sussex saying is, "When owls whoop at night, expect a fair morrow. Expect a bright dawn, and it will surely come." So yeah, this is so spot on because it's touching on the fact that this new beginning is there for you. Even though it's not quite this month, I'm feeling next month and going into fall is going to bring a lot of this new energy in. So long as you're expecting the best, because if you believe you can't, you can't. And if you believe you can, you can. It's not about whether you can or can't. It's about what you believe. And this is what this whole reading has been about. And then again, with the third eye and the owl, I just love that because it's very much about being clairvoyant, tapping into your psychic abilities, tapping into your mind. Because Aquarius, you're an air sign. You're very much connected to that element, which is connected to the mind and the imagination and the expansion of the mind through knowledge and wisdom and information. So you're really good at that. Tap into that. I'm a double air sign. I've got my moon and rising sign are both air signs, and my sun sign's a water sign. So I'm very psychically connected because of those aspects. And because I was actually born on a what is it called? Waning crescent moon, which again also influences psychic potential. But everybody is psychic. Everybody has this ability. It's just some people are better at it. Like we can all draw, but some people are just naturally better at drawing, and some people have to work really hard to get that good. And some people don't want to draw, and so they never learn, or they never practice at it. And if you don't practice, you don't get any better. So it's really about, if you want to be psychic, if you want to tap into this clairvoyant aspect and ability that you do have this, then put in the work. Focus in that, create that intention. Visualize it, create it. You have the ability to do this. It does take patience. It does take planning. It's not going to happen overnight, especially with the third eye. I got frustrated with myself because I was like, I want to know all of it now. And it's been years, and I'm just starting to get my psychic feet under me now and really starting to gain confidence through my Reiki healings and through my readings, because I've learned how to interpret my psychic sight and how to tap into my abilities in new ways and how to hone them. But it does take a lot of patience, a lot of dedication, and a lot of pushing through your fears. That's a big one, especially if you want to become psychic. Do not go into it having a lot of repressed fears, because you are tapping into a lot of power, and your manifestation abilities will step up. And so if you are running on a fear program, you're going to create that really fast. So again, you gotta start from the bottom and kind of work your way up. All right, guys, and then you will have victory and success. And know that you are worthy of victory and success, because you are. You are unconditionally loved. So give this love to yourself and allow yourself to be able to be successful in whatever it is that you want to do. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me or a Reiki healing session, all of the information is in the description box below. I'm also offering a discounted set of pricing right now. It's called the Summertime Sadness Sale, or Summertime Sadness pricing, because this has just been a pretty intense, energetic portal that we've been through since the summer solstice. So I wanted to make my services and offerings available to a wider audience. And also, there's some new readings down there in the email section. So take a look at those. They're more affordable, they're faster turnaround, and they're still equally as intensive and psychic. So they're pretty cool. So thank you again for watching, guys. Thank you for liking, for sharing this content with those who you think it may resonate with, and with yourself as well. Thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing. Oh, thank you for the donations. Thank you for people sending me donations, because that's allowing me to get these new decks. You know, you're supporting this content, and I really am grateful for you, for that, and for you. And I'm giving that back in that way. So I hope that you're enjoying these new cards as much as I am, because I am in love with them, truly. And I love you, I love you, I love you. We'll see you next month. Bye, guys.